Hi everyone, welcome to Faith Friday. I'm Father Sam Kachuba. I've been thinking a lot about the gift of the priesthood these last few weeks and just in my own prayer, my own heart. The gift of the priesthood is so strong and so powerful, and I'm so grateful for it. To be a priest is not something that I ever thought that I deserved, but it's something that I'm so grateful the Lord called me to. I remember when I was early in my seminary years, I had the chance to go to an ordination and to a first Mass, and I knelt before the newly ordained priest to receive his first priestly blessing. And he was so full of joy and just so excited about being a priest that after the blessing, he picked me up off the ground. I mean, literally lifted me off the ground. He was so enthusiastic, and he kind of shook me and he said, "Persevere, because even if you're only a priest for one day, it's worth it." And those words that he spoke to me that day have just echoed in my heart for years and years and years. Even for one day, it's worth it. So often when we talk about the challenges of the priesthood or just trying to find vocations to the priesthood and encourage young men to consider the priesthood, we get caught up thinking, well, if the church would change this or that, especially if the church would let priests get married or something, maybe it would be easier. But you know what? That's all silly. It's not true. The priesthood is something so beautiful and so valuable. I can't tell you the number of times I've had these experiences where, because I'm a priest, I'm called into somebody's life. And I realized that if it was just for that one day that I was ordained, then it would be worth it. I was called once to Yale New Haven Hospital by a high school classmate. Her mother was dying, and I was asked to come and anoint her. I had no business being there. I wasn't close enough to the family. I didn't know them well enough. But because I was a priest and they needed a priest, they called. And I was able to go and minister to them and be there in a moment of grief. I've had experiences in hospitals too where just getting off the elevator or walking down the hall, somebody comes out in the hall and says, "Father, I'm glad you're here. We need a priest," and throw me in the room and there's somebody who's on their deathbed, and to be able to anoint them. And of course, those moments of great joy too, to be able to celebrate with a young couple on the day of their wedding, to be able to baptize a child, to be able to rejoice with them in this gift of new life. I've also had the chance to be with people and minister to them when they're facing a challenging time, a difficulty maybe in their marriage, or trying to figure out what they're supposed to do next. There are so many times, when if that was the only day that I had as a priest, it would have been worth it. And I thank God for those days. See, all the sacrifices that a priest has to make, all the challenges that a priest has to face, they're worth it, because what we do as priests is something of infinite value, because we're bringing Jesus to people. We're trying to help people become holy. And if it was only for that one day, for that one person that I was ordained, then thank God, because that's it. That's the only reason I'm here. The only purpose I have in life, the only purpose is to bring Jesus to people and people to Jesus. The priesthood is one of the most beautiful vocations. And to be honest, we don't have enough priests. We need more. So I'm going to ask you to really make a commitment this week to pray for priests, to pray for vocations to the priesthood, to pray that young men would say yes to this vocation, and God would raise up those good, faithful, and holy priests to serve in His church. God bless you.